I'm Veronica. I'm 24 and I'm someone who has been around art most of their life. Saying that made me realize that being around art and being around creativity are different things, but in the end, being around art inspired me to be a creative. I grew up around a beautiful art community with great music and food, with a deep love for architecture. I was taught to see the beauty in small things and in details, and I think that directly shaped me into consuming art more once I got older. I took dance and modeling classes when I was younger. I played instruments most of my elementary to middle school years, and I dabbled in photography all through high school, be it taking pictures or being in small shoots. It's so interesting to look back at it now because back then I didn't see how such a huge part of my life was centered around artistic expression. It never occurred to me that I was living in that creative mindset until really looking at all I was doing then and what I was around. In a nutshell, though, before I didn't consider myself a creative. I was very oblivious to that pull creativity had on me, but now I do. And I dabble in different types of work, but I specifically have one concentration, and that is modeling. Modeling is technically what propelled me further into the world and what made me reflect more on what I've done creatively throughout my life and what helped me find my incredible community. I've been modeling officially since mid 2023, so about 3 years now, and have done runway, editorial, creative work, commercial, and some collaborations. I got signed last spring and have been working towards building my social media to be my personal portfolio. Like I mentioned, I prefer modeling over most things, but I have dabbled in acting. I was in 2 short films and I did an extra job. I've worked on music videos and I've worked as a production assistant in other campaigns. I'm motivated by the environment half of the time, so even if I'm in the background, I am happy to be there. Being able to be around the community and learning to say yes to new opportunities have pushed me further into my own understanding of what creativity means to me. And creativity has had a huge hand in my own self-identity work. I really struggled being confident in who I was before modeling came into the picture. Through it, I've been able to be these different versions of myself. It's acting in basic terms, the whole fake it till you make it mentality, which has worked very well for me. Modeling has been my own method of self-discovery and expressing things I have a hard time showing with my current identity. Sometimes I joke that I have 5 personalities, but it's low-key true. And modeling has kind of been that release to be able to let them breathe and be and exist the way they're meant to be. In 2023 specifically, I was very lost. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. For a second, I thought I destroyed my chances at living good and fulfilled, but after saying yes to one social event, which back then socializing brought me so much anxiety, so this was huge for me, a door opened and a question was presented to me. Do you want this opportunity to start over? And obviously, I said yes. And while I've gotten to know this established community and learned more about the circle of people I was brought into, I made it my mission to understand why creativity keeps finding a way into my life and why it makes me feel so at home. By Oxford's definition, creativity is the use of the imagination or original ideas, especially in the production of an artistic work. Webster, though, just simply describes it as the ability to create, as just a synonym of the quality of being creative. In that case, creativity would just be an extension of the word create, which simply means to bring into existence. In the use of create in a sentence, they use Genesis 1:1. God created the heaven and the earth. This is sort of ironic because most ancient cultures lacked the concept of creativity. So art was seen as a form of discovery rather than a creation. Through religion, creativity was seen as the sole province of God, meaning human creativity was considered an expression of God's work. Simply put, God working through humans. It wasn't until the Renaissance that the modern concept of creativity came about along with humanist ideas, but I digress. The point here is that creating in itself means to bring something into existence, and that human creativity was considered a direct expression of God's work. I love this because of what it entails. Art is the closest thing to God's work. Creativity and self-expression is the closest thing to expressing divinity, and what a beautiful concept that is. Creativity fosters joy, fulfillment, and flourishing emotions in humans. Not to mention, it reduces emotional distress and makes us feel more accomplished, sometimes even giving us a sense of purpose. Not to say that creativity doesn't have negative emotions influenced by it. Some have fallen into depression due to the amount of vulnerability it takes for them to get to a certain point creatively. Social rejection has even been linked to greater artistic creativity. But both of these circumstances, both good and bad, are very situational. I do not personally describe myself as a religious person, but the concept of God and how art is a direct expression of God is so fascinating to me. I remember seeing the inside of the Sagrada Familia Cathedral in Barcelona and thinking, if this exists, God must exist. Because denying God felt like denying it was beautiful. And that's the power of art in a sense. It shifts hearts in ways that regular conceptualization can't. Art has made me feel so many different things as I've grown older. It's made me feel seen, heard, accepted, but also extremely misunderstood and rejected at times. It's two sides of the same coin, but still undeniably beautiful. And creativity started meaning something to me once I realized that being a creative person doesn't necessarily mean that I only feel good or bad about myself, but both. And sometimes neither. Once I accepted that creativity is something that flows through me, it is not something that I can control and can perfect by force, that was when it meant something deeper to me. Knowing this, I've been in the pursuit of being more intentional with my creativity. I want to find ways to fully express all that I feel and push myself forward in ways that I haven't before. Pushing myself forward means deepening my own creativity and pushing my current career forward along with it. Currently, the work that I've done so far does not encompass the potential I feel that I have and that I can bring to the table. I want to develop myself so much further, but have yet to find the direction I want to do it. I could easily say I just need more test shoots, but I think I'm searching for something deeper than that. I think I might try more creative direction in my own shoot. This way it gives me a better idea of how my vision can shape the final product, and if that gets me to develop my full potential better. I want creativity to always be a part of my life, and modeling is my current outlet. My goal right now is to gain a network from it so I can move towards different sides of the world as my vision and intentions change. Through the conversations I have, I hope to shift my perspective on art further. Through the people I meet, I hope to further my reach in the art world by really seeing how my own experiences can bring something to the table. Through all this, I hope to sharpen my skills as I continue to gain opportunities and a place in the world. I do creative work because it's been an integral part of my life for as long as I can remember. I've loved art, music, and self-expression forever, and only realized recently how important it is to who I want to be. When something has been in your life so long and you start seeing the impact it has in your identity, you begin to see how it contributes to your life for the better, even if it's not always pleasant. Creativity matters because even after all the trials it took to complete, you never end up regretting it. I never want to regret putting my all into living a creative life. You shouldn't either, because there's no such thing as a waste when it comes to creating. You will always learn something. You will always end up shifting something within you. And if just one person sees what you do, you will have made an impact in another human's life. And that's your only job as a creative. Impact someone's life through it, especially if that life is your own. Thank you for watching. I hope something resonates with you.